Hello, students. Welcome back to Excel Academy's YouTube channel. We are back with the current affairs update, and this time around, it'll be the weekly update that we would be doing. So, in the last 1 week, that is from Monday till today, there are certain important developments that have taken place in the world. So, we are trying to bring to you some of the important things which will have an important role to play in your preparation towards your CSEET exams, especially for the current affairs paper. As all of you are aware, current affairs is for 20 marks. So the preparation for that should begin much earlier than the exam dates, and that should help you to do extremely well in the examination. So let us start with the first news bit. So here is a news that comes from the central government. So the central government has told that the fiscal deficit likely to be over 7% of GDP. See, this is completely related to economics, and we need to understand this. What is the meaning of fiscal deficit? The government will have its revenue and it will have its expenditure. So, when revenue is less than the estimated expenditure, it leads to deficit, and that kind of a deficit is generally called the fiscal deficit, and it is expressed as a percentage of GDP. If you take the GDP of our country, it is somewhere around 2.7 trillion dollars. That is the value of India's GDP. It means that the goods and services that we produce in our country, the value of that when it is expressed in terms of money, it is equal to 2.7 trillion dollars. So around 7% of that is the fiscal deficit that India would be suffering because of the COVID 19 pandemic. There has always been a fiscal deficit. It's not that India has never had a fiscal deficit, but 7% is a very big number. We were somewhere around 2.53%. That used to be our fiscal deficit. Now it has increased to 7% plus. So this is something which is little worrisome, but there are certain good signs in the economy. The economy is really bouncing back. If you look at especially the Indian stock markets, the worldwide investors are showing a lot of trust in the Indian stock markets, and the markets are going up. We are seeing a lot of investments coming to various companies, which even includes the startups. So it is a good sign. So, and India is one of the fastest recovering economies in the world. So there are good signs, but we have to face this. There is a fiscal deficit. Okay, let's move on. Let's take up the next news bit. PM launches a section of another goods only railway corridor. See, this is a part of the infrastructural development that is taking place in the country. Now, we all must understand what exactly is infrastructure. Infrastructure can be a tangible or an intangible structure which helps in the carrying out in the easy way to carry out businesses. It connects people, it connects businesses. The example for infrastructure can be the bus stand, it can be the railway stations and the trains that run in the country, the harbors where the ships can dock themselves and loading and unloading of goods and services can happen. And this connects our country with other countries of the world. Then you can also include the roads, the bridges, the dams, the internet facility that we have in the country, the security systems that we have in the country, the schools, colleges, universities, safe drinking water, sanitation, sewage facility. All these are a part of infrastructure. Any developed country, if you take across the world, their USP or their strong point will be their well established, robust infrastructure. So, India is a very vast country and we are thickly populated. If a country like India has to do really well in the economic front, infrastructural development is very important, and in that, railways plays a very, very important role. We all know from the time the railways was started in the country somewhere during 1853-54 till today, it is almost 170 180 years. Indian Railways has never registered profits. There has been operational profits, but there has not been a great deal of profit with railways. But still, railways is one of the largest companies that is owned by the government, which is functioned by the government. The idea is very simple. It is not seen as a profit making company, but it is seen as the lifeline of the country because it connects people, it connects places, and it especially helps in the transportation of food grains and other essential things, which is a must for a country to function. So railways is very, very important. If you remember, during the lockdown times also, railways was functioning. There were two trains, Kisan and Annapurna. They were connecting different parts of the country and they were helping in transporting the food grains. So railways has always played a very important role. Like I told you, railways is the lifeline of our country, and these are corridors, these are tracks which are done only for the transportation of goods. So this makes sure that the passenger trains are not affected, they are not delayed, and it also ensures that the goods can reach the destination quickly. And it has been told that the maximum speed will be around 100 kilometers per hour. So this is a good speed for any goods train. So these are welcome moves in the country. Right, government may make it optional for states to implement the farm laws. See, we know that government introduced the three agricultural farm bills, and they were converted to laws. And there has been opposition for this, especially from the farmers of the state of Punjab. So now the central government has had multiple rounds of talks with the farmers, and almost all of them have failed. So now the central government is thinking of making it optional for the states either to implement or not implement the laws. So that is the stage where this whole agitation has reached. This is something which we have to keep a close watch on. We need to understand the developments that happens with respect to the farm bills. Activa scooter models crosses 2.5 crore customer mark. A few days back, we had another news which came from the two-wheeler industry, which told that the Bajaj Motors has got a capital investment of 1 lakh crore rupees. That is the capital that they have reached because their share values went up and all other things. Now there is another news which comes from Activa. Honda Activa is a Japanese company, and Bajaj and Honda Activa are definitely competitors. And what we see here is they have sold 2.5 crore vehicles so far in India. This company was established in India in the year 2001. So in the 19-20 years, they have reached this mark, and it is a phenomenal growth. We know in India, people use a lot of two-wheelers, and Honda Activa is definitely one of the front runners when it comes to two-wheeler industry of the country. Right, here is another interesting news. The man in the picture is Elon Musk, and he is the person who's heading two very popular, vibrant countries in the world. The first one is Tesla. They are into manufacturing of electric cars, and the other company is SpaceX. He also has other companies like Boring Company and other companies. He is an outspoken, very vibrant, outgoing sort of an entrepreneur, and he has become the richest man in the world. Earlier to Elon Musk, it was Jeff Bezos, who is the chief promoter of Amazon company, which again comes from the US, was the richest man. So Elon Musk has surpassed Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk has become the richest man. So he is somebody who's he has a very interesting profile, and it is nice to follow his tweets, and it is nice to follow his accounts, and it is nice to follow the news that comes from him, because he appears to be somebody who is a notch above and a foot ahead of a lot of people who are into business. So this is something which all of you should remember. This might be a question for all of you. Who is the richest man in the world? As of today, it is Elon Musk. Right, target of selling 10 lakh electric two-wheelers nowhere in sight. So India had set a target for itself. The idea was by 2022, India had the plans of selling 10 lakh electric two-wheelers. But Very unfortunate that we are nowhere near the target. In the year 2020, only 25,735 units of electric scooters have been sold. So there is a long way to go. It means that people are yet to open up for electric two-wheelers. But going forward, there would be no other choice left to us. That's what is the situation like. Increasing oil prices, increasing petrol prices, and increasing environmental concerns and all other things would definitely create an environment where we all might switch to the electric two-wheelers and electric cars. Right, President Trump bans Alipay and 7 other Chinese apps. So Trump is expected to relinquish the office by 20th of Jan, and Joe Biden would be the next president of the United States of America. Anyway, Trump is still the president of United States of America, and he has banned another 7 apps which come from China. It includes even the WeChat. So now we have to understand one thing. This Alipay and other things were promoted by Alibaba. Alibaba's chief promoter is Jack Ma. And we have to note this point here that Jack Ma is missing from November 2020. So there are concerns over his safety, security, and other things. And there is another news bit which read that the investors in the US are thinking twice before investing on companies like Alibaba because their spearhead man is missing. He is not to be found from November 2020. It's almost 2.5 months now. So along with all these things, the American government has banned 7 Chinese apps. Private banks close gap with PSBs on term deposits. So PSB stands for public sector banks. Canara Bank, SBI, Punjab National Bank, and others are the public sector banks. So public sector banks drastically reduce the interest rate on the deposits. Now the private banks are also catching up with them. If you see here, the November figures are here for us, and it clearly shows that it is around 5.72 and 5.75. This blue is PSB and red is private bank. So there is not much of a difference with the interest rates. So who would be affected? Who would be benefited by this? If you are somebody who's looking for loans, then you should feel happy because the rate of interest on loans would also proportionally reduce. So it's a good news for you. If at all you are a senior citizen or a person who has deposited money in the bank and you run your daily transactions, you lead your life with the help of the interest that you earn from the deposits that you have made, then it is a problem for you because your monthly income would reduce. So it has got advantage as well as disadvantage. But once COVID set in and all other things started following, this has been the trend. The banks are heavily cutting down on the rate of interest. Anyway, let's proceed ahead. Parliamentary budget sessions. So it is the budget would be presented on the 1st of February. So this has been the practice for the last few years now. Budget would be presented on 1st of February and the parliamentary sessions is expected to start from Jan the 29th. And President Mr. Ramnath Kovind would be addressing the joint house and then the budget session starts. And one day prior to that, even the railway budget was being presented, but now that practice is no more there. Railway budget has been merged with the union budget. On 1st of Feb, we can expect the union budget to be presented. This will be a milestone budget and everybody's attention is definitely on this budget simply because this would be the first budget after the pandemic. Indian government had announced 20 lakh crore rupees of package to help the economy come out of the recessional trend that COVID would set in. So after that, this is the first budget that is being presented. So all attention is on this budget and definitely Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman would be at the center and there'll be a lot of focus on what she does. So, and she has already told that this would be a very different sort of a budget. So we just have to wait for another 15-20 days and then we will have the budget 2021 on our tabs and computers and tables and all that, and we can definitely analyze and have a detailed discussion on the budget. Right, Johnson cancels Republic Day visit to India over COVID-19 crisis. In India, we have a practice. We celebrate the Republic Day on 26th of Jan every year. And on this day, we invite president or the prime minister of another country. So this year we had invited Boris Johnson, who is the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. Now we all know that the second strain in UK is becoming very strong, and it is expected that there might be another lockdown also in UK, and there are some strict laws, strict rules that has been introduced to make sure that the second strain doesn't spread. So owing to all these things and restrictions over international travel and all that, Boris Johnson has told that he would not be a part of the 26 Jan's Republic Day event in our country. And there was another news bit which told that the Bangladesh army would be participating this time because 1971 was the year when Bangladesh became independent of Pakistan and Bangladesh was created. Earlier it was the East Pakistan. So they have completed 50 years of their establishment or creation, and it is told that their army would participate in the Republic Day parade. We just have to wait and see how exactly it goes. Right. So there are two vaccines. This is something related to COVID-19. So there are two vaccines. One comes from Serum Institute of India, Pune, and other one is from Bharat Biotech. Serum Institute is in has signed an MOU with AstraZeneca, and their vaccine is called COVID Shield, and Bharat Biotech's is called the Covaxin. So both these vaccines would be made available to the people. In the first phase, around 5 crore people will be vaccinated, and it will be extended to 30 crore people. And later on, it will be given to all the people in the country. And there are 2 doses that are required in a gap of around 28 days or something. So these are the 2 vaccines which has been approved in India. And the whole world has congratulated and thanked India for leading the vaccine research and coming out with vaccine. So we can expect India also to export a lot of vaccine to other countries, and this should fetch a lot of income, national income, as well as income to these companies and research labs which have come out with this vaccine. So this is another news which all of us should follow very, very closely and have proper understanding of the vaccines and the way in which they work. WFH to spur tech hiring. So WFH stands for work from home. So this is something which started along with the pandemic, and people started working at home, especially people coming from IT and ITES were very quick to adopt the work from home practice, and this has become a mainstay in the IT and ITES sector, and this is expected to increase the number of people who would be hired to the companies. So these were some of the news bits which we felt is important and which we felt you should know as parents of CSEET. If you have any doubts, you can definitely leave your doubts in the comment section. If you have liked the video, please do hit the like button. If you are yet to subscribe for our channel, please do subscribe. And you can leave your suggestions in the comments section. If the suggestions are something which we can address or which we can adopt, we would definitely do it and bring in the improvements for all of you. Thanks for watching the video, and stay tuned to Excel Academy's YouTube channel for more updates related to CS course. Thank you so much.